Can we talk about the Deadpool movie? Does anyone want to talk about that? Yes, the Deadpool movie. Okay, I want to bring up. Yeah, you're not old enough to see the Deadpool movie. He's gonna see it though. He's gonna see it. It's a good. So they originally, I read the comics for Deadpool, and Deadpool is hilarious in the comics. Yes, he does. I love chimichangas and the smell of pancakes in the morning. So I fell in love with him in the comics, and then I went to go see Wolverine Origin, and I cried. Let's not talk about the actual origin of Wolverine in the movie. We're going to skip over that part, and we'll go just straight to Deadpool. I was so excited because they announced that Wade Wilson would be in the origin, and I was like, oh my God, yes, Deadpool. And then I see him in the movie, and he walks out, and I'm like, what? What is this thing with the swords and his mouth is sewn? That is not Deadpool. What is this? I got really raged out and almost left out of the theater. Out of all the other discontinuity things in that movie, that was the straw. But then I was really excited because they said they had Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson, and he was the same Wade Wilson in the X-Men movie, and I loved him. I thought he would be the perfect one. What? That would be the perfect him. Yes.
Well, isn't Wade Wilson dead?
Wade Wilson actually is dying of cancer. He is constantly dying of cancer, but he has cool regenerative powers like Wolverine. So his body is constantly dying while it's also constantly healing itself. So he just kind of looks really disgusting. But so Ryan Reynolds, who was a super big fan of the comics itself, went back and was like, dude, we can't have this be Deadpool. And so he really pushed, and the fans really pushed, and finally the studio was like, all right, we're gonna make a proper Deadpool movie. And now they're making this Deadpool movie, and everything that I've seen about it, I'm just like screaming up and down the halls, yay, Wade. I'm so excited. He's just one of the funniest characters I've ever seen. He's just such he's not a hero, but he's not a bad guy. And he's just so many different things. You can't really pin him down. He has a crush on Spider-Man, but he's married to a woman. And he's got a little girl, but he likes to blow people up. He's just an interesting guy.
Are we going? Oh, Deadpool. I think it'll be a fresh take on what you expect on comic movies because he isn't that good guy. Like he might not necessarily come out doing the right thing all the time, and that's going to be interesting. And I think more than anything, that will bring a really fun perspective too, where kind of vigilante-ish, but he's just out there more for himself more than anything. And that's what's going to make it fun is that he's not really tied into these other teams. So it'll be kind of interesting to see where they actually take it, if they continue on with sequels and make it a franchise or not. And then if he ends up leading into, because I think he's part of Fox.
Yeah,
is he Fox? Yeah. So will he end up, maybe meeting up with the X-Men or something? I don't know, but
hopefully they do it right, though.
Yeah, we'll see. But it'll just be a really good take on what we're used to seeing, where it's always good guy versus bad guy and good guy wins. It might be something a little bit different, and I think that's what's like the most fun thing.
Gotta fight bad guy.
There you go.
Suicide Squad, right? there seems to be a give and take about Suicide Squad. When they announced it, everyone was like, yay, Suicide Squad. And then they started showing the pictures of the Suicide Squad, and everyone's like, what the heck is up with Harley Quinn? Why does she got, bubblegum pink hair and blue, and why does she look like this? And then everyone's like, Jared Leto's Joker is a little weird and stuff like that. So there seems to be a definitive line of you either like the idea of the new Suicide Squad or you completely loathe the idea of the new Suicide Squad. I am on the fence. I think I'm going to have to wait to see it. I'm not sure about the look of Harley Quinn, only because I feel they really sexualized her when she really wasn't a sexualized character to begin with. But I could be completely wrong. I have to wait to see the movie. And you know what? I don't know what the Joker's going to be like until I see the movie either. I can't say everyone's like, Jared Leto's going to be amazing. And I'm like, okay, I don't really know. I didn't know Heath Ledger was going to be amazing until I saw the Joker. Oh my gosh, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to top that. Jared, you have a big, big shoe to fill.
Mark Hamill should have been the Joker.
Yes.
Yes. All right, I'm not going to touch that one. You know, and I don't think there's anything really wrong. I just want to put it out there. I don't think there's anything really wrong with sexualizing a character, as long as that's not the primary focus of the character.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't want Quinn to be turned into some sex icon. When really she's actually a good character.
A good character. If you know that character at all, that is an excellent character. And so if they do go that route and totally just sexualize her for the sake of doing that and destroying the character, no, that's not. We ban this. But sexualizing a character is not bad, because then you're showing a strong female character who was also sexy, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's and if they're going to do something like that and maintain the character, that's a fantastically powerful image to put out there. So one would cross one's fingers and say, you know, let's hope. As far as, you know, getting away from a straight good versus evil, and looking at the character with all the quirks and idiosyncrasies and conflicts and so on, that's a fantastic thing to put out there, because you have more people identifying with characters like that and watching them go through different struggles that they may be going through themselves. And I think that's also a fantastic thing to have out there in a character and put out there in a film for someone.
Okay, so we have one last question. What is the best part of being involved in a fan culture, or all fan cultures?
This. Right here. The fact that I can go out and be like, yo, I'm a nerd. And people are like, yes, talk to me about being a nerd. I'm like, yes, let's talk nerd together. You know, like, I can walk out of my place wearing my TARDIS dress, and I get people stopping me going, Doctor Who, yeah, did you see the newest blah, blah, blah? And I was like, yeah, did you like blah, blah, blah? And then, like, I'll walk outside with my X-Men t-shirt on, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, did you see the Rogue Cut? And I'm like, no, I haven't, I need to see it. You know, or, you know, just different little things, you know. It's a community that kind of comes together, and it's like something that we kind of touched on earlier, like, a lot of us, you know, kind of feel like we're a little bit of outcasts, and maybe some of us didn't really come from like the really popular group or whatever, and some of us might not even have had a lot of friends. But when we got together with other people that were just as obsessed with us about these characters, whether it be Harry Potter, comic books, manga, TV, anything, whether it be any one of these things, when we got together with these people, we felt included. We felt like we were one and together and as a whole, and that to me is everything about this. That's the epitome of it, is coming together and being like one big, weird, nerdy family.
Definitely the sense of community about it. And then just being able to express your creative side too. There's so many things that come up because a lot of it stems from some form of art, whether it's in comics or making movies or just any little thing where you can express it your own way too, where you can put your own twist on it and find yourself and be able to represent that and then share it amongst people that are interested in the same thing of you. I think that's the coolest part, is just being able to be yourself and add to a community that's just willing to kind of be there and just have fun with you too. That's definitely the funnest thing.
Yeah, and that's the big thing that keeps people coming back, is the community aspect of it, or the family aspect. You go to conventions and people describe convention-going experiences like a family reunion. You may go to like a couple a year and you see the same people, and it's like, oh, I haven't seen you since last convention or last year, and so everybody's, you know, getting together, going to dinner, doing things. Nowadays, with internet and social media, everybody's staying connected outside of the convention going experience. And again, with social media, we have so many more ways to connect and build that community and expand the community. I started out doing this when I was a little kid. You know, if my mother still knew that I had comic books and little figures and a Captain Sulu car on my shelf, you know, and my Batman socks on. I mean, these are all my good toys. The minute when I realized my old toys as a kid were being sold for hundreds of dollars, it's like, oh, I wouldn't have opened that $6 Million Man Lab or the Enterprise set, you know. And it's like, but, you know. That's why I collect Pokemon cards. I know, yeah. And it's like, oh my gosh, you know. But, and I'd kill for that, you know, pedal-operated Batman car I used to have that I'd ride around the neighborhood with my little cape on. But see, I still walk around with my little cape on. You know, but there's only certain places I can do that and not feel like I stand out. And I think a lot of people are attracted or initially may be attracted to fandom because they don't fit in anywhere else. They feel like they're misfits in mainstream society, and there's something that they've latched onto. And you can come to fandom, and you'll find people that are like you. Not everybody will be exactly like you, but you will find people that are like you, and then you become friends with that particular group, so you have your group, your family and fandom. And, people are coming. I see people, gosh, I remember being a kid at the Museum of Science in Boston. This was the 90s, and they brought a Star Trek experience to the Museum of Science, and they had virtual reality for the first time, and we were all in line to be beamed. And you could interact with the little things on the screen. They were old people. They were probably in their 50s and 60s, and now, at the time, they seemed very old to me. And they were wearing business suits and everything, and they were going to get beamed. This is cool. I mean, you're going to be in this for the rest of your life, and it's going to be the best thing you ever did. And you're going to have, probably the best friendships. I've known people in fandom for like 20 years, so it's cool. And that's what it is. It's the community, it's the connectivity, it's like-mindedness that keeps it all together.
Well, I want to thank all of you guys for being here. Can we give these guys a round of applause, please? Daryl, Crystal, and Mary.
Talk nerdy to me. Talk nerdy to me.